So today we'll be talking about chords and more specifically triads. So what are chords? Chords are basically two or more notes sounded together. However, some people say it's actually three, and when you sound two notes, that will give you a dyad. So what are triads? Triads are a type of chord, and it has some rules to apply to make sure that it's a triad. So to see if your chord is a triad, you have to make sure that number one, there are three notes only. So for example, if you saw on the staff lines, it wouldn't be like this, but it would be stacked on top of each other, like a snowman. And the second rule is that for the intervals between the notes, it has to be thirds apart. So for example, we have a C major triad here. This is our C, this is our E, and this is our G. So we can tell that the interval between C and our E would be a major third, and the intervals between our E and our G would be a minor third. Now I will go a bit more in-depth into the C major triad. The C major triad could be written like this, or it could be written like this, or it could be written like this. So it really depends. Some people annotate it differently, but for now we will just write it like this. To start off, we know that because it's a C major triad, the first letter, this, would be our root note. Oops. Our root note is basically the first note in the triad. So we know that it's a C, so we'll write a C here. Because of our second rule, we know that they are always thirds apart as for their intervals. So for a C major triad, our first interval would be a major third interval. A major third from our C would mean that it's an E. So we don't put it like going up because that is not a triad. This, remember the snowman, is a triad. So this to this is a major third interval. Then secondly, because it's a C major triad, the next interval would be a minor third. A minor third interval from E would be a G. And that forms our C major triad. As for our C minor triad, instead of just now how it's written as a C, a big C, which is major, it would be written as a low C for minor. And some people would write it like this, or they would write it like this. So it really, once again, depends on the person. So because we know that C is our root note, our first note would once again be C. And because it's a minor, our first interval would be a minor third, and it's a third because it's a triad. So a minor third from C would give us an E flat. Look at this one because it's clearer. So we know that the interval is a minor third. So we know that for C major, it's first a major third, and then a minor third for its intervals. So using our common sense, the first interval, since it's minor and it's a C minor triad, our next interval would be a major third, and that would give us a G.